Bolivia is a landlocked country in South America, bordered by Brazil to the north and east, Paraguay to the southeast, Argentina to the south, Chile to the southwest, and Peru to the west. The country has a rich and complex history that can be traced back to ancient times. Pre-Columbian era. The earliest human settlements in Bolivia can be traced back to 12,000 BC, when hunter-gatherers first arrived in the area. The Tiwanaku culture emerged around 300 AD and built a large city near Lake Titicaca, which served as the center of their civilization for hundreds of years. The Incas later conquered the region in the 15th century. Colonial era. In 1532, the Spanish arrived in what is now Bolivia and conquered the Inca Empire. They established the Viceroyalty of Peru, which included Bolivia as part of its territory. Bolivia was rich in silver, and the Spanish exploited this resource by establishing mines in Potosi, which became one of the largest and wealthiest cities in the world at that time. Independence era. Bolivia gained its independence from Spain in 1825, following the leadership of Simón Bolívar, who played a key role in the liberation of South America from Spanish rule. Bolivia was named in honor of Bolívar, and the country adopted its first constitution in 1826. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, Bolivia was marked by political instability, economic hardship, and territorial disputes with neighboring countries. The country lost its coastal territory to Chile in the War of the Pacific, 1879 to 1883, and also experienced a series of coups and military dictatorships. Modern era. In the 1950s, Bolivia underwent a series of social and political reforms under the leadership of President Victor Paz Estenssoro, who introduced universal suffrage, land reform, and nationalization of the country's mines. However, these reforms were met with opposition from the United States, which saw them as a threat to its interests in the region. In the 1980s, Bolivia was hit by a severe economic crisis, which led to hyperinflation and widespread poverty. In 1985, a popular uprising known as the Water War forced the government to cancel a contract with a multinational corporation that had privatized the country's water supply. In 2005, Evo Morales became Bolivia's first indigenous president, and his government pursued policies aimed at reducing poverty, promoting social inclusion, and protecting the rights of indigenous people. In 2005, Evo Morales became Bolivia's first indigenous president, and his government pursued policies aimed at reducing poverty, promoting social inclusion, and protecting the rights of indigenous peoples. However, his government was also criticized for its authoritarian tendencies and its handling of environmental issues, particularly in relation to mining and gas extraction. In 2019, Morales was forced to resign amid allegations of electoral fraud, and a new government was installed. Since then, Bolivia has experienced a period of political uncertainty, marked by protests and social unrest. The country's future remains uncertain, but it continues to be one of the most culturally and historically rich nations in South America.